Alrighty, I am about to head up to a doctor's office, which is actually pretty close to where I live, but I'm trying to get seen by a doctor. I don't know how to word that. I am having a lot of health issues, and it's things that if I say anything about it where I'm currently working, you know, you don't have any medical proof. So part of it is for that, to get a medical diagnosis, so that I can clearly state I have been diagnosed with this and this is why I need to do this and this when I'm at work. So if that makes sense. And the other part, of course, is that I need to take care of my health. And it is a tremendous amount of strain on me, working 10, 11-hour shifts, which occasionally it's not every shift, but every time, but at least once or twice a week when I work, I am put on an extremely long shift. And I was told by the manager at the place that I'm working that we don't get breaks. You can have one or two, if there's time, 5-minute breaks throughout the day. And, you know, if you need to go to the bathroom, just don't make it frequent, right? So, yeah. Okay, this is actually a huge medical complex. And I don't know. Can't go that way. I gotta circle all the way back around. Let me park and put it on the map. Found a parking space. Let's just see. Why are you guiding me this way? I hate it when people tell me how to drive. It is extremely dangerous to take somebody's word for it when they tell you that you can go ahead and go. And there's, you know, I knew a friend of my mom's when I was a kid who her, you know, guy guided her out in traffic and then hit her and claimed that she pulled out in front of him.
Turn left.
Okay, turn left.
For directions, press 1. For the operator, press 0. Transferring to extension 500. 1 moment, please. Brandon from Hearing Care.
Yes, ma'am. I called yesterday, and I think that she told me that to come and pick the paperwork up and call when I'm outside of the office. Is that right? Yes.
Okay, are you wanting to fill it out while you're here?
Well, I can take it home and fill it out if that's okay, and I'll just bring it back in the morning. Okay, I'm in a white Dodge Adventure. I have another white car. I think I'm in the right place. It looks like a picture on the map. I see a gray SUV, a red car, a white SUV, and a black truck parked right up front. It's such a big place here. I'll have to map over to keep turning. It's like close. The ones with the things on them, the names? No. I don't know if I saw those. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to find the building. I think I'm at the top. It said Astro Dental or Rental Dental, I think. Pointing this way. Okay, we just went right about it and I will. Okay, alright, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
See why I hate duplexes and apartment complexes, not duplexes, apartment complexes and office complexes and bullshit. Is that a porch? That looks like a porch. There's nobody in the seat next to me. thought this was it the first time, but I was like, that doesn't look like the
The
picture.
GPS does not.
Yeah,
It's hard to find it on there.
it gets me lost every time. So I'll bring this back in the morning.
That's
Is that
fine.
okay?
Yeah, you just sign the highlighted parts for us,
All right.
okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too. So we'll see how long I last in this hot ass car while I quickly vlog and explain a couple of things. You know, if you know me personally, you know my side of the story of the situation with the last job I had before this one. I'm currently working in a gas station, a very busy, very popular gas station in my area. They had a while back, I don't know how long, but they had to reduce their hours to like 11 hours a day. Maybe, yeah. No, it's open a little longer than that, but the manager comes in the earliest. So anyways, I applied there because I noticed they were always closed, and I just wanted a job that did not stress me out emotionally and even physically. You know, it's not a really big place, and I didn't think it'd be that hard to take care of business there. What I didn't realize, and this is a note to all of the smart asses who post on Facebook and make fun of people who say they can't find a job or blah blah blah. Watch what's going on with these retail places, with these gas stations, fast food places, Dollar Generals and things like that. They are working the employees they do have to the bone, to the point that, you know, I know the laws, and I don't want to stir up any mess, but it's reasonable to say that employers are the ones at fault for the job shortage, for the job crisis, or whatever you want to call it, for the employment situation. And I say that because I know that on any shift, I think it's after 5 hours of work, you are to be compensated with at least a 20-minute break. Consecutive 20 minutes, not 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You should be allowed to sit down, have a meal, take your medicine. You know, I'm on insulin if you need to do things like that. And so my first or second day there, I was extremely exhausted. It was an 11-hour shift, and after about, I think, 5 or 6 hours, the two ladies that I was working with, I was like, I'm gonna go out to my car and take a little break. I need to check my sugar, and I haven't eaten anything, and my feet hurt. And so I walked out there and I looked at my time, my phone, when I went to my car, and I was out there for, it was a little over because I was taking my shot and I kind of lost track of time. But anyway, it was 22 minutes that I was out there, I think. I came back in, and one of the ladies informed me that we do not take breaks at that job. In fact, it does not matter how long your shift is. You're allowed one or two 5-minute breaks. 4 or 5 minute breaks is exactly specifically what I was told, a shift. And it does not matter, she said, how long you work. I said, you've got to be kidding me. This is an 11-hour shift for me, 10 and a half, 11 hours, something like that. I said, how do you not get to take a break? I said, that's unreasonable. That is extremely, but it was my second day. So I calmed down and I got to thinking, and I went home. I came home and I talked to my daughter, and I told her what happened. She said, that's ridiculous. By law, they have to give you a break. I said, yeah, well, I don't plan on stirring the pot. I need this job right now, and one of the biggest reasons I need it is to be able to pay I keep wanting to call it a copay, but I don't have insurance, to pay the fee to see a doctor, because my health is, I'm not sick, but I have a lot of health issues. And working 10, 11-hour shifts, a 7 or 8 hour shift, with absolutely no chance to get a decent break. There's no break room. I believe it was removed from the back office. There's nowhere to sit down. There is no microwave. There's no refrigerator. There's not a chance of getting to sit down at least and scarf down a meal in 20 minutes if you work a long shift. And I have been dealing with a lot of other health issues, and I think a lot of it has to do with my age. You know, I turned 51. I keep like saying that, but yeah, I'm just amazed sometimes myself. Like, what would 15-year-old me think of 51-year-old me? She'd probably be a little disappointed. But anyway, you know, I have extremely severe diabetic foot pain, leg pain. My menstrual cycles are horrible. I believe that I probably need some surgery to, you know, take the equipment out, because it is bad, and it's about to come on, and I absolutely dread it. I called out Sunday because of my tummy issues, which is another problem, and I think that is due to a very slow metabolism. I think that I've switched from hyperthyroidism to hypo, and I have a lot of the symptoms of that. I've been really feeling yucky for the last 3 or 4 days, and I've noticed that I feel kind of dehydrated, and I have a weird taste in my mouth. So, you know, after talking to my daughter, I was like, I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to go to a doctor. I need to get some diagnoses, so that you know, it's just not fair to assume that somebody's saying they're sick when they're not. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to pretend to be sick to be out of work. I don't think I've ever done that. I just believe so very strongly in karma that I would not want to claim that I was sick or a family member was sick and then something actually happened. So I'm not that type of person. I was feeling some sort of way Sunday, and even though that would have been about a 5 or 6 hour shift, there's no way I could have done it. I get, when I have the tummy troubles, I get extremely nauseated. I just feel physically ill, and I feel like that today, and I have to go to work tomorrow. But I'm going to mull through that, because that's like a 5-hour shift, and I need that money so I can make my doctor's appointment for next week and try to figure out what the fuck is going on with my old ass. But anyway, back to the part about the job and the no breaks, and it's the audacity of these companies to treat employees so terribly. I make $9.75 an hour at a place that is pulling bank every day, even on short hours. And I know that's, you know, like, oh, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about and I won't get into deep details, but I absolutely believe this company has enough money to pay its employees a decent wage so that we at least are not left destitute or having to live with friends and family to make it. $9.75 is bullshit. It is bullshit. A company that brings in tens of thousands a day on a short day, and now they're open back up all day until like 11:30, I think. But anyway, I'm getting medical documentation that I have actual medical issues, and I'm not gonna tolerate being told I can't take a break on a piss ass job where people cuss at you. I'm so sick of working for people. I really want to start my own business and have a business that will at least bring in an income. And I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this, and I don't want to. I'm so embarrassed to have to say at work, I don't feel good. Can I go home? And I never do that. But I'm on the precipice of just having to let people think whatever the fuck they want to think about me, because I watch these smokers, and I used to smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes. I have nothing against, you know, I understand the habit. It was a hard habit for me to break, extremely hard. It took months of irritability and not being able to sleep, and but I stuck with it. I quit cold turkey. I didn't just slowly wean myself off. I just laid those cigarettes down and said, I'm fucking tired of them. But, you know, I've been tempted, and my daughter jokes around, you ought to just buy a pack of cigarettes and pop them out and say, I'm going to smoke, and then you can get your breaks. But, you know, the smokers I watched this lady the other day, and she has health issues, but she has documented health issues. And I watched one of the ladies I worked with take 2 different 15-minute breaks. I timed them. I wasn't trying to be a bitch. I didn't say a word to her. She's the same one that said something to me about breaks not being allowed. And it was confirmed with my manager. You know, the manager said, just so you know, we do not take 20-minute breaks here. And, you know, I watched her consistently twice go out and take at least a 15-minute break where she sat in her car, smoked a cigarette, had a bite to eat. And I'm over there feeling like I'm gonna die because my feet hurt so bad. I can't take a step without it just radiating pain all the way up to the top of my head. And so now I'm working to pay medical bills because I'm gonna get documented proof that I have medical issues, and also because I want them treated. You know, I want to do something about it. I'm getting older, and it's not fun. It's not fun to feel the way you do. Like the way I feel right now, I feel extremely sick and nauseated and just, I don't know. It's a little scary. I think I'm a little scared to go to the doctor and find out what's going on. But, you know, it is what it is. And I was raised in an atmosphere where, without getting too much into childhood trauma and all that crap, they were really cruel when we said anything about feeling ill, feeling sick, feeling bad. And I had an injury that occurred in kindergarten, and my adoptive mama has always said that she thinks that was the start of my back problems. She believed me, but just Daddy wouldn't have it. You know, I remember getting hit, pushed, kicked, punched, knocked down, called lazy, called all kinds of names, you know, because I said my back hurt. And it really legitimately hurt. But I never had an x-ray or an MRI or anything like that as a child. I did not have one until I had such debilitating pain after I had my last child that it was affecting my bowel movements. It was affecting my ability to walk, to sleep. I was in constant pain. It was nauseating pain. And I went for a while to the pain clinic and got treatment there. And you know, a doctor told me years ago that the pain would, the herniated disc would probably wear down at some point in my life to where they didn't hurt as bad, but then they would start to bother me again as I got older and developed osteoarthritis, and which I now have also. But I have all these health issues, and I feel like shit when I have to tell somebody, and they're like, well, why don't you go to the doctor? I don't know, bitch. I don't have any money. That might be it. And it's really unfair that I have been derided at work because the smokers will leave me in there to run my register and take multiple. I know what they're doing. They're not taking out the trash. They're not going to check the parking lot. They're smoking. They put their little vest on and they walk out there and they smoke. And they do it multiple times a day. And one of the ladies told me the other day is that you need to be doing this and this. And I just, you know, the thought occurred to me, I almost said, well, if you weren't always outside smoking, I mean, it's constantly busy in there. I'm behind that register because there's always a customer in the store, always. There's barely, any of the times I've been there, there is barely a lull in the crowd. It is always at least a crowd of 5 or 6 people deep. And they will continually leave me, and I told my daughter this too. I said, it's above my pay grade to expect me to run my ass ragged when these women are out there smoking, and that's clearly what they're doing. I mean, they do it multiple times a day, and because I don't smoke, I can't even take a meal break. So this is dragging on too long, but I'm gonna get my paperwork filled out so I can take it back up there tomorrow, and hopefully by next week I'll be able to see a doctor. And as far as tomorrow's shift, I really hope that it goes quickly and smoothly, because if I feel the way I do today, I dressed up for y'all, put makeup on, I had a shower, but I feel shitty. I feel bad. And it's a lot of, I don't know how to describe it, tummy troubles. And that is one of the biggest issues I have right now, besides, you know, I think they're all big issues, to be honest. I know my blood sugar's out of control, even though I try to keep it as far in control as I can. But anyway, that's it. That's my, I don't even know what I'm gonna call this, medical vlog. Peace, y'all.